All right, we back. Sorry about that. I'm gonna fight him later because he made us stop. But now, hopefully, this will look a little bit better. They say we was a little bit dark, like it's Quiet Storm earlier. But yeah.
And y'all let us know if y'all can hear us well in the comments. Because we be talking to y'all. We don't want y'all to just, be looking. Y'all like, we can't
and if
even
something
hear.
don't look right or whatever,
Say something.
Y'all got my number. Text me or something. Send me hey, dog, you got book in your nose or something, man. You might want to something.
Sit up straight.
Like, all that. So, but yeah, we back in the pocket. Hopefully y'all heard us talking earlier about all things photography and all that, because we ain't got the time to go rewind. But what we are going to do is move to our next guest. My man Lamont going on. Y'all probably heard him give his introduction of all the hats he wear. I first knew you as a comedian.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I first knew you as a comedian. Was that kind of like your first kind of like thing?
Nah, so I played around with it. Pause. In school.
It's like he ain't gonna say it.
Yeah, I had to. You got to say it.
Got it. I don't care what they say.
So I play a different game. I play the press play game. So I say press play before I say some pause-worthy stuff. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna deviate. I ain't gonna run from it.
Okay.
So
that's a Lamont thing. That sounds like a Lamont thing.
So press play. I played around with it in college a little bit. Got on stage. But when I got out of school, I was an intern at WKYS.
Oh, okay.
And so I got down with the morning show. At the time, it was Russ Parr and Olivia Fox. And was doing comedy, but not well. Because I was funny on the radio, and funny on the radio is different than funny on stage.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so killing it on the radio, I'm doing characters, and we joning every morning and all that. And then I go on stage and get walked off.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't get back on stage for 6 months at a time.
Right.
So the first few years, it was real loose. I wasn't solid with it. So I ended up staying on that radio show for like 6 years. And then I left that to go to Cali because I was like, if I'm gonna do, I wanted to get into stand-up comedy for real. So I felt like if I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it where they at. So I left the radio, went to Hollywood, and
Was that scary when you left the DMV to go all the way across the country?
It was more adrenaline based, more than fear.
Okay.
I wanted to see if I could do it. And
now, how old were you when that happened?
Man, when I left, I was like 29.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's funny. Nobody's ever asked that question. Nobody has ever asked that question. That's the key. I went late. If I'd have went out there in my early 20s, I think it'd have been a different thing.
Because I was thinking, when we all used to hang out and Debo and everybody.
Yeah.
He was here. He wasn't out there.
Yeah. Nah, I left. I was about 29 when I left.
Okay.
And I think that's the reason I was able to accomplish the things that I did accomplish.
Yeah.
Because I was a little grounded, a little solid. And that place will eat you alive. And so if you not solid, like at your core, you doing everything.
As a person,
Yeah. They turn you every which way but out.
For real,
So,
dog?
no, that's real. So coming from being and I can say it now, I'm older, being a local celebrity, for lack of a better word, you go out there, like I'm not impressed by nothing. So you're not really going to get one over on me because I done seen all of that. You know what I mean? But if you're younger and you got a different mentality, you go out there and get seduced by the game.
Yeah.
You get seduced by the game. So I went at 29, and nothing really was impressive to me.
Yeah.
And I stayed for 5 years, came back, and came back a failure.
Why you say that?
No, I failed and came home. Like that's
okay.
That's really what happened.
Okay.
Wow.
Like I hit rock bottom and came home and had to start over.
Yeah.
And so it was just one of those things, you got the life lessons and you just keep it moving. You know what I mean?
You wore that shit well because I didn't,
Oh, you gotta just smoking mirrors. You gotta wear the suit. Yeah, but I was an absolute failure. I accomplished a lot.
Right.
I only say failure because, a lot of times people, why you not a household name now? And I don't see you on nothing. They don't know what you went through to get there. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of things that I didn't get a chance to do. And then at the time, my marriage, came apart, and I came home, empty-handed and in the red and owing money and broke. And so that's when I'd say it, I'm joking when I say it, but I'm actually for real. It's like I went out there, fell on my face, and then came home. Yeah. Luckily, I had somewhere to come home to. A lot of people don't, and they just stay out
That's
there.
That's how they end up on the street or something. Or some other stuff.
On their stomach.
Yeah. Well, I hear stories like that, and one thing I always like to say is that for people like you that are entertainers, right? Even if it, like you said, you went out there, you quote unquote failed, and you came home, eventually you got with the government, I'm assuming, but you still did stuff. It's just like any of us who had like side hustles or another gig, right? That's your thing. And you can still eat off of it. You still eat off of it. And even going out there, there's a whole lot more people in this country that know who Lamont is. Versus before you went out there, so that's a win right there.
And it's levels to success, right?
Yes.
Like your success is that you actually tried it. You know how many people just won't even try it? Like a few podcasts ago, I had said to Bruce, I was like, one of the things that I fear with like leaving this earth is not like getting the thing that was put in me out. And you're doing that. You did it, and I don't care how many times you have to try it, you're still doing it. So you understand what I'm saying? Levels to success. So your success was just even doing it.
It's two names I want to throw out there. One is Guy Torrey.
Oh yeah.
So we were when I was with the Russ Parr show, everybody used to come through, and they came through with Kings of Comedy, and then the first go around of Kings of Comedy, Guy Torrey was the host. He's not in the movie though, so he came to the studio, and I'm telling, hey man, I want to go to Hollywood. What you think of it? He was like, man, don't think nothing, do it. He's like, if you think about it, you're not gonna do it. So he was one of my main influences for just pulling the trigger. Now on the way back, right, rock bottom. Marriage is gone to shit. The 2008 strike was happening. I wasn't getting no work. I talked to Joe Claire, right? He was one of my mentors in the game. So Joe was like, if you go home, just don't get comfortable.
Still work.
He said, I don't care what you do. He said, he even said it. He said, if you get a government job, he said, don't get comfortable at home. You do everything you need to do while you're doing all the stuff you have to do.
Right.
And so that
do everything you need to do while you're doing the stuff you have to do.
And so that's always rang. And I wasn't doing nothing, not really nothing, but I wasn't employed full time for like the first 3 or 4 years. I came home, and then I happened across a good government job. To pay the bills. I call it dental and vision. That's what. That's the agency. They be like, what agency you work for? Dental and vision. DNV, the DNV. You know what I mean? Dental and vision. And so I've been there for 11 years.
Nice.
And I never stopped doing comedy. I was doing birthdays. I was doing open mics. I was writing for the Tom Joyner show. I went on tour for 2 years with Bruce.
Oh, nice.
I was ghost writing for some other people. I still can't mention. So I always had my hands in everything. Like you literally, as a creative, you literally cannot stop.
Right.
Like it's just no way. And you said it earlier.
No stop.
As a creative, you literally can't stop. Yeah. And if you're a creative who's self-employed, and you're the brand, you're the product, and you're the business, there are no days off.
No.
They really aren't. So that's been a part of what's helped me move forward. I speak to kids too. So I went to I think it was Washington Latin. Washington Latin. And I told them, I said, my favorite animal in nature is the shark. And not because it's a natural born killer, but the shark cannot swim backwards. The shark has to keep moving to stay alive, forward. If it stops swimming, it sinks. And that's a wrap. So they always, you think they after you. No, they just moving forward.
How do they sleep?
Probably moving forward.
Or floating, I don't know.
On their back.
He said they can't not move or they'll sink.
They just get you a little wiggle in the nighttime. You know what I mean? So, but that's pretty much how, my journey, if you will, the short version, professionally. And people ask, do you ever wish you would have went back? Of course. I wish I would have, of course. like I watch a lot of my peers from my class. We call it our class, people that you started with.
Yeah.
All of my class, they're all on TV.
Who in your class?
They're all dominating social media, and I can literally, I'll be like, yo, that was crazy. You know what I mean? I text them or whatever. Like Clayton Thomas, Tony Baker, DC Irvin, all those people are like in my peer group.
Okay.
And I see them, you know, really moving in the games. I'll be like, yo, I'm proud of you, cuz da da da. So I want everybody to win. So I don't have regrets in that regard because it was all a lesson. Mm-hmm. So when I see people that I was out there moving around with and like really doing it, that's a strike for me.
Yeah.
Because we was in the trenches together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's a real interesting journey, man.
I love it.
Yeah. So are you do you have anything currently that's like ongoing right now or?
Yeah, actually. So I do news talk radio now. News talk radio.
Like news, like Renee Poussin news.
Like in overnight in the Sudan.
Overnight in the Sudan.
Congress just approved Sirius XM Urban View, channel 126.
Oh yeah.
So if you're familiar with that, Joe Madison was there for like 20 years.
Yes.
He passed, late great radio legend. I happened to be on another show on the channel, and just right place at the right time. They would call me like, "Are you interested in kind of?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can, you know." And I'm with a co-host, Dr. Greg Carr, who's also a legendary historian and master teacher.
Okay.
So we kind of compliment each other. Yeah, but it's hard.
Are you allowed to be funny on the joint?
He's funnier than me.
I love it.
He's funnier than me. I have almost 30 years of radio experience, so I'm really the straight. If you want to put it that way,
the professional polished
put it in
one.
order and da da da. And he gives you the historical tidbits and the academia because he's a professor at Howard. And we kind of just go with it. But he's so naturally witty and sarcastic and all that. We both movie references and rap bars and but then the hard stuff.
Yeah.
And so we've been doing that for a year and a half.
So y'all have had a lot of material to talk about.
Oh yeah, too much.
Oh man, too much.
And a lot of times, so it was tough the first 6 to 8 months because it was during the campaign, and nothing was funny.
Yeah.
Nothing was funny.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to kind of get in there and break this news every day, and then after the election, like 2 months, it was
on the pop.
About the first 2 months.
I would say that was tough too.
Yeah, it was too tough.
Yes, because everybody was
depressed.
Come on, man.
Yes.
Everybody was depressed.
And I couldn't even get on stage.
Perfect world.
People say what you say. It's a lot of material, but I really couldn't get on stage and really craft because I was angry. So all my what I
militant.
Super. And I'm that way anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So trying to get on stage and make everybody laugh. Like, nah, man.
You gotta be objective.
This shit's over.
Ain't nothing funny about that.
Like, we done, right? I don't understand. You know what I mean?
We black out here.
Yeah. We black. Exactly.
That's the funniest joke. Man, listen, this dude, and I remind him of this almost every time I see him and talk to him. He did basically like a parody of Steve Harvey that time. Him and Monique got into it, and he responded to basically Monique saying, "Man, don't be like an Uncle Tom, like kind of like work with us." And he did.
I was mocking him on Instagram. I was like, "We black out here. Don't you know they watching us? We black out here.
That joke was so funny, young.
We black out here."
That shit was so funny. But yeah, man, I like I said, man, I'm real proud of your journey. I think you are definitely a winner and have been extremely successful. Hell, I know I've been out of town with folk and be like, "Oh yeah, that's my man. Yeah, that's my man. We grew up together, man. His mother gave us peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You got to slice it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, nah, man, I definitely have always kind of followed, the things you had going on and supported as much as I can. So once again, appreciate you for coming on.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Anybody, man, it's nothing. I'm coming.
Absolutely. Inspirational moment. I love it.
Absolutely.
I came straight from the job.
And feel free to tell some of your comedy buddies, hey, my man, if you ever in town, my man, you know what I'm saying, pull up. Yeah. Feel me? So definitely, that alley-oop would be lovely, lovely, lovely. Before we go any further, we definitely want to send our thoughts and prayers out to the island of Jamaica, the Jamaica and all of the Caribbean and people that have been affected by Hurricane Melissa, man. It's been devastating, and I know lives have been uprooted and things like that. I haven't heard much about how many people may have passed or something like that. I don't think I've been hearing any numbers in that regard.
Yeah, they're rising, but I don't. Last time I checked, I can't.
But just in general, you wake up, your house gone.
Yeah.
Something like that, and even the people that were stuck over there and tripped, but the people that's been acting a fool because they've been. You want to talk about that real quick?
Oh my God, I'm so disgusted. It's just and we talked about it, how. Once one person do something, everyone want to monetize off of it or use it as clickbait to get, for clout or to get reactions and stuff. But I happened yesterday to find myself on the side of TikTok where there was an abundance of people complaining at the resorts about getting bagged lunches. I mean, actually going live and showing themselves argue
cussing
with the staff,
out.
Cussing them out. You should be embarrassed. Y'all know this was happening and y'all didn't better prepare. Prepare for a Cat 5. Baby, I wouldn't even be here feeding you. That's on real. These people left their homes, left their families to be here to babysit you, to help you. You know what I mean? And not that it's anybody's fault, but baby, you came here on this vacation. We live here, and this is the cards we're dealt. And so Boots asked me on my post, because I posted about it because I was so disgusted. And Boots was like, how many of them were right? And I was like, none. They were all. So that's what made me so mad.
Oh, that's not
so
surprising.
Then today I happened to find myself on the side of TikTok where the actual locals was like, we can't wait till they fix the airport so y'all can leave and never come back. They don't want us there. And they was calling us out. They was like, and it's not even the ones that don't look like us. They was like, it's the ones that look like us from America. I was like, Jesus, no. Called us out. It was
so disheartening, man. And so after we was talking on your post, I went on TikTok and looked, and the first post and probably the first video and probably one of the more famous videos that's been shared is this woman going off on the people, and they're trying to. It's almost like she's going off on them so bad they can't even quite understand what she's saying. And like she said, this is what y'all give us. Y'all should have been prepared. What the hell did you want them to do? Did you want them to cook y'all filet mignons and put them in a box just in case a hurricane
and they could have just abandoned y'all.
Like,
how about that?
What they was supposed to do.
That what they was supposed
to
do. And I'm thinking of, did you ever stop to think what their personal lives are going through, their families, their home? Do they got a house to go back to?
And what it's going to look like when you get home.
Yes, because you're going back home to America.
You're going back home.
They got to live here.
Oh, my God. It was so...
Man.
I was feeling it.
God makes sure he don't have me in certain situations. Because if I was there and I heard that, I love black women and sisters, but good God, she would have got a mouthful. Like, shut up.
Yeah. What you talking about, man?
Yeah. And I want to say something else, but I ain't.
And not only that, you're not afraid of the storm itself that you that mad about food. I probably wouldn't even been able to eat. I'd have been so nervous. I noticed. Make it through the storm.
Right. I noticed that most of it was right after the storm left. Because they probably was scared to death and following all directions while it was going on. But as soon as it's over, now you want, man, cut it out. Cut it out.
But I know I was watching some people, it was a comedian actually. I don't know if he was there for a show or on some personal. But I was watching him today. He said they were supposed to leave Monday. And I was like, Monday? It's Thursday. Damn. They were supposed to leave Monday.
Oh, the airport shut down.
It still ain't open.
Like Tuesday night, something like that. So
I understand when frustration sets in, but you got to be realistic. you know.
You gotta have some compassion.
Yeah.
You have to.
Like, what you expect them? There's nothing they can do right here. Right. Like,
now the lady the lady did say something that implied that the hotel was still charging them like the normal rate.
Oh yeah, no.
While they were stuck there.
I would be mad at that. We can argue about that.
I think she did imply something like that.
That's dirty.
Now,
That's
that's happening.
That's a little wicked work. That's some wicked work.
That's happening.
But even with that though, I'm not paying that. But I'm gonna wait till I get home to
dispute them
charges. Yeah, I'm not paying that.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I agree. But my thing is this, right? There's a way that you do things.
Yeah, that's what,
And even if that was happening, they was charging those people $300-$400 a day with all this going on. You don't gotta act a fool.
Yeah, not at all.
You don't gotta act a fool and get the cut. Them people ain't trying to do you no harm, and you cussing at them like they a nigga on the street. Like, what are you doing?
Because let's be clear, the people who are serving you are not the people who's charging you $300. So let's have that emotional intelligence, okay? It's the people behind, the corporate people behind the scenes that actually do all the rates and the charging and all that. Like these people who work in the resort are not the people who make the rules.
Yes, so, exactly.
Have some emotional intelligence. Be like, all right, I can dispute this later. I can write corporate. I can do whatever when I get back home and get safe. But to sit here and fuss out the staff.
Don't be stupid.
Because, baby, I'm telling you, I wouldn't even been to work. I ain't coming home. I'll be home, boarding up my windows.
Crazy.
So it was
it's crazy, but
prayers to Jamaica.
Yes.
And
prayer blessings.
Yeah. And Cuba.
Yes.
All the Caribbean.
Sure. All the
Caribbean, man. For sure. Yeah. Did y'all watch that Cash Money No Limit versus?
I did it. I did it.
Dang, I ain't watch it either.
Yeah, I missed it.
We all ain't watched that, John.
Somehow it's made it on our sheet, y'all.
We was gonna talk about it, but there ain't nothing to talk about because I ain't watched it.
I ain't watched it.
I wouldn't
I missed it. And I ain't missed it.
I wouldn't have watched it.
I feel like I ain't missed a thing.
Yeah, nah.
From what I heard
I remember the era, but it didn't. That wasn't no must see for me.
I agree, and people would tell you like I was on No Limit heavy, and even Lil Wayne, and when he really started to bubble and all that. But I didn't need to see that. I didn't need to see that.
But wait, did I read correctly that apparently like this versus someone that's on one of these teams or something had like a medical emergency or crisis, and he was in the ICU or something?
Oh, I missed that.
I don't know.
I could be wrong. Okay.
All I know is that Baby was on there talking about fuck Turk and while Turk was doing his own concert.
Yeah.
Which in itself is just crazy. But all right, so we can skip past that.
Sure.
We can definitely skip past that.
I don't know.
Shout out to New Orleans, though, I guess. Did y'all hear that the Woodmont Grill is closed?
I just heard that this morning.
I saw it on your post.
Yeah.
Okay, so it brought about some interesting dialogue today amongst people. First of all, I am in mourning because that was one of my favorite restaurants.
And it was just so abrupt, right? Like it wasn't in 9-30 days.
We closing in, right now.
Yeah, today. Today, yeah.
Man,
30 years is a good run, though. Tell you that.
Yes,
hell of a run.
In the restaurant industry, that's hard. That's
hell
hard
of a run.
Yeah.
They had good food.
Yeah.
They had great food. Service we're about to get into. But yeah, I am in mourning because that was one of my favorite places to go get a good steak. Now, a lot of people are saying part of the reason may be due to, or they're happy because they practice a little bit of racism, discriminatory things, what have you. I ain't never had that experience personally, and I've been there countless times. Have you been there before?
I have.
What was your experience like?
I wasn't there. I mean, I didn't frequent there. I think I had probably eaten there once or twice. Can't say that the service was superb, but I definitely did not get any like blatant racist vibes or like flat out bad customer service.
Now, what is little racism? Is that, do you put that on the steak?
Yeah. It's a little soft.
Yeah. Okay.
Real quick, shout out to Ron. Ron said it was Young Bleed that was on ICU.
Oh,
See,
it was Young Bleed, and that was my man.
I was like, wait,
that was my man.
Okay.
He could actually rap when he was with No Limit, whatever. But anyway, hopefully he pulls through and he's like, I heard he died. As a matter of fact,
damn, from that night.
No, not from that night. Something happened to him before, or something. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm wrong, but prayers to him and his family. with my grill, so when I say a little racism, I've heard. So I made a post today, and I said, "Well, what are y'all basically like? Well, what are y'all talking about? Because I ain't never, like you said, 30 years. I ain't never heard nobody say anything like that about that place. Literally until everybody heard it was closing down. But people said the common thing was stuff like, I come in, put my name on the list to get first available seat. I go stand to the side or sit at the bar, and I see them give my place in line to somebody else. Or someone said, you know how they do, well, my friend used to work there, and my friend told me that one time one of the managers was like, we got to try to figure out how we can get less of them in here. Less of who? You know, the black folks or the black people. I don't know. My friend used to work there.
Evidence of that?
I ain't seen no evidence. Just
I feel like
stories,
that's a story you might have told. You know what I mean?
The stories.
Went to the news.
So okay, but like I said on my post, my experiences don't tell the story of anybody else's experience or what they've gone through.
Yeah, tell your story.
But my brings up the question is that, do you paint the whole establishment with a brush based off the examples of a few people who might be racist that happen to work there?
All right, so
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Really?
yeah, I do.
I
If you're asking me, yes.
I do.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Why? Explain.
So especially if I'm involved in the example, and it happened to me.
Okay.
Hold up, everybody get
It's a wrap.
Yeah, your whole place.
Yeah.
I don't want you to exist no more.
No.
You can't flourish after this. That's how I feel.
What if like a server did some wild shit to you, whatever, racist, whatever? You told the manager was like, "Oh, we don't. That's not how we rock. I'm gonna make sure they are disciplined, if not fired.
Okay.
Listen, here's a card.
Yeah.
Eat two on me.
Yeah,
If you next time, you still going."
Well, I've never had that happen. So if it's that level of disciplinary action, then maybe y'all come off the list. But until then, you on the list.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking now. If somebody gave me, I'm a sucker for some free food. I get a little voucher or something. I can eat here.
Comp a little something. I give you a little.
We can talk about it.
But I
Give you
just
a
want to
little
know.
room.
I want to know that this person was properly disciplined. Don't just tell me,
Right.
oh, I spoke to them. Like, nah. Like, what did you say?
You want to see
Bring
the
them out
pink
here.
slip? You want to see the pink slip?
All of it. Yeah, I want you to walk her out to her car, and she need to be holding her head in shame like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
The whole
Shame.
thing.
We got to bring back shame.
You got to bring the Taco Bell. Shame.
I got
Shame.
a recent one. I ain't no bad publicity. I don't want it to come back on y'all. But it's in Bowie, rhymes with trips. And so I'm in there, right?
I just drove past there the other day too.
So I'm at the bar, and the bartender, white lady, older, she started telling these bar jokes, like one-liners, right? Bar jokes. So I'm sitting and I'm like, okay, here this go. I'm thinking, right? Because I'm in there watching the game, and she get to tell me, you know what they call I can't even remember it. It was on my Facebook too. You know what they call a redheaded black person, something. And she was like, they don't, because cops don't shoot redheads, right? She was alluding to
Police shooting black folk.
And I was like, wait a minute, that's not nah, man. So we locked eyes, right? And so she tried to give another one. There's people at the bar, everybody get the little light, uncomfortable chuckle, with the shoulder.
There's other black people at the bar?
No, it was one black dude behind me, older black dude.
Okay.
He was picking up food. He had the church outfit. It was a Sunday. But the people at the bar, they, get the little uncomfortable chuckle. She went and did a Mexican joint, right?
Oh,
Then
man.
she did another Chinese.
She
joint,
going.
right? Yeah, but she's thinking it's
making it.
yeah.
I'm equal opportunity.
So she get a little grown, and she said that. So she said, "I'm equal opportunity," because one dude was like,
What'd he do?
So she said, "No, I'm an equal opportunity offender," and looking at me, thinking like, "Oh, you're good. You're good now." And I'm still like, "No."
Nah.
So she went. The last joint was a Jewish joint, right? And so I'm looking, and I'm like, "Oh, nah, this is allowable." And she just went and kept on about her business, right? So I go outside in the parking lot. I do a live, and everybody is on.
I gotta go see that.
Yeah,
It's still on your page.
It's way down there. But everybody in the comments was like, "Oh yeah, that's how they are."
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, "Nah, fam, you're not supposed to be open." But they connected to a liquor store,
So,
and you can't shut that
Can't
down.
story
shut that
about the
down.
liquor
Not
store.
with us. Not with us.
I was followed. I got home from work
So
one
you
day.
know the establishment.
Rhymes with trips, absolutely. I lived across the street from there when I lived in Bowie for 10 years. So I go after work, and I have my work
is so
bag
funny.
is like this little, this large Louis Vuitton like tote bag. Keep my laptop, all that in it. But my purse is in there too, so I ain't leaving my laptop in the car. So I grab the bag. I go inside. It's a Thursday. I'm just trying to get a little bottle of liquor. I got followed. I'm so like, to be honest, y'all, I have never been profiled personally.
Oh, lucky
you.
Right, and I know that, right, but so I was so naive to like the signs of just like, okay, I'm walking in here, but not realizing, okay, well, you got a bag, or with like the optics of it. I did not realize. I mean, I saw the person walking behind me or whatever, but I guess I didn't know that it was a worker because I hadn't seen them when I first walked in. But I couldn't decide what type of liquor I wanted. I promise you, I was in there for like 10 minutes, not realizing this man was watching me and following me until he actually walked up to me and was like, "Can I help you find something?" And it dawned on me, and I was like, "Yes." Yes, absolutely.
He thought you was trying to steal some Hennessy.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I looked. I was like, "No, you can't. I'm good." He was like, "Oh, okay. I'm just wondering. You've been here a while," and that was when it was very evident. I said, "Oh, okay. I don't have to be here ever." And I have not been back into that store since.
I like when they come around and be checking bottles while you looking. Right next to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you knew you knew that was over there.
Damn.
Yeah. That's,
So, all right, okay.
yeah, the
all
whole
right.
place gets it. Yeah. So it's on the list. Yeah. And I'm of a certain age. I'm a mocha. I'm a man of a certain age, man. I've turned into my father, like the commercials.
Like Progressive?
Yeah. If one time.
Yeah.
It don't even take a full time, a half time.
Yeah.
Because I've I'm trading time for money.
Yep.
And so if I give you my money, that's man. You got to treat me with some kind of.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
And he used to do
on
us,
it,
man.
yeah.
He used, when we was little, if we get to a place and sit down at the we go out to eat once a week.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That was and I'm talking McDonald's. That's going out to eat.
Back then,
in the
hell
80s,
yeah.
So we sit down. We was at the Red Lobster. We sit down or whatever, getting ready, and something happened. Man, we out of there, and won't eat. And I thought that was the most traumatic thing when I was young, but I didn't understand it until I got old. Yeah. It's the principle.
Yeah,
it is.
No way. I would rather not eat than to have you disrespect
We go
me
somewhere else.
and me spend your money. No, we just go home. We ain't gonna go somewhere else. That was it. Eat, sleep. You eat that sleep, go to bed, and think about what them people did to you. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I guess my own, and I hear you, and I do, and I probably would be the same way if something like that happened to me. But like I said, this is the first time I've ever heard anything like that happen at this establishment, and every time I've been there, the service has been impeccable. Like. Yeah, anything else we can get, always present, I ain't had to be like looking around, what up?
Well, they probably know you,
Like,
you know what I mean?
Nah.
You was in there spending $400-500 every time you going.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Let me
not.
get that tomahawk. You know what I'm saying?
So I don't know, but hey, it is what it is. It closed now, so. But I would love to know what happened.
So I just took a quick little glance, right? Because I'm a Google reviewer.
Yeah.
One thing I'm gonna do, I'm going to Google. I'm actually a top contributor, by the way.
Oh,
because like you said, it's the principle for me, right? Like I don't really play. It ain't a whole lot of venting. I'm gonna go. Like if you really setting me off, and I'm going home and I'm feeling mad about it, and I'm like, oh, I brought this home with me. Okay, let me just go ahead and go to Google, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put something in there. So. Of all the 1-star, 2-star negative reviews, none of them seem to mention outright blatant racism. But there's about 15 of them within the last 6 months where they talk about not having reservations, and if they don't have reservations, they're like, oh, well, you're welcome to go to the bar, but then they can't move bar seats, and they're The people are rude to them if they try to, move their seats down or ask for a table after they've been at the bar and stuff like that. That's what just rude customer service. Some of the
stuff I would definitely mention the reservation part. For some reason, because there was a post I was on and I had to ask the guy. He basically made a comment saying, "Yeah, they implemented rules against us like reservation." And I was like, how is reservations specifically against us?
If you ain't never operated that way, then it's against you.
I mean, that ain't our problem that you aren't familiar with reservations.
Yeah, I'm saying that there's a population that may not understand that etiquette. You know what I mean?
True, but
first time out the house.
Yeah, it is. So so
you gotta realize, like, I'm telling you, I had this conversation today. COVID changed a lot of stuff that we don't acknowledge.
Yeah.
Like, you got people that are young adults now that never got that little period when you were out the house. You know what I'm saying? And they're in their mid-20s now. But in their early 20s, late teens, it was shut down. Yeah. So a lot of them social cues that we got just from moving around and being places and doing stuff, it's a population.
To your point, I think about people like my son. My son will be 20 years old in a couple days, actually. And basically, the majority of his high school, COVID, they had masks on. They had to do a lot of their class on the computer. So they ain't have a real traditional high school experience like most of us have, right? So yeah, that's true. That's true, man. And they, like you said, probably even more socially awkward and weirdo people out here because of it.
I got reserve. I'm
here. Right.
What you mean?
Right. Yeah. So.
Y'all open.
Well, so long with my grill. I'll try to make my own Hawaiian ribeye or something. I don't know, but that thing.
Your favorite?
Man, that joint.
I think that's the only thing that I've had from there. They were like the signature.
Just like Houston's. Remember Houston back in the day? They were owned by the same people.
Oh, okay.
So when Houston's closed down, everybody went to my grill for that Hawaiian ribeye. And that thing, you don't need nothing. Just eat it. Pause. As soon as it come out.
Press play.
Y'all a little slow on them.
He was like,
I was on time.
Because you meant it.
He did. And it was.
Yeah.
All that food was top tier for me. So long.
Going away steaks or no.
They done already.
Like they made the announcement yesterday, and
today was the first day
done.
done.
Left over in that kitchen, man. You might be able to call up there now.
I wish I could.
Half off.
I wish I could
Right,
put some masks on and go up there or something. So, but yeah, so long with my grill and all the memories, all the dates and stuff that was happening up there. Yeah, I'm gonna take you to this nice little place. Yeah, all that.
What's your count? I mean,
Damn.
because you opened it up. How many
Woodmont
women
count.
can
Just
say,
your Woodmont count.
I went to Woodmont Grill on a date with Calvin?
Damn.
What's your steak body count? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, we ain't even. All right, so our next topic is.
No, I'm trying to
Our next topic is.
If you in the chat right now and he took you to the Woodmont.
Raise your hand. Just raise your hand.
Right, just hit the gift. Or whatever. Oh my God, that's funny. All right, so let's get into some of these conversation pieces that we got going on. Get me out the spotlight with my grill and all that.
Yeah.
So we all know the term in sickness and in health, right? Well, a 2009 study showed that marriages are more likely to end when the wife turns terminally ill or something, right? Versus when the husband gets really, really sick. Literally, it's like 21% of the time versus 3%, like when a husband gets sick. One, do y'all believe that to be true? And if it is true, why do you think that is? I mean, I have my own theory, but I would love to hear what you and then the people watching them, what they got to say.
That's an old study, first of all.
It is old study.
Oh,
it
no.
is.
It
They
is.
haven't done it, right?
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't refute it if they said that's what the numbers are. That's very telling, though.
It is very.
It's very telling.
So I'll just give you guys some context.
Okay.
So because I actually read the study.
Okay.
So on the women's side, the 3% the 3% side on the for the women was that women tend to be more dependent, and financially dependent and vulnerable, where they can't leave. So it's not that they probably wouldn't have the thought to leave, but they have the inability to leave due to like being financially dependent and vulnerable in this marriage.
These must not be black women, but go ahead.
And again, it's an old study because again, we know like now women are some of the most we're like educated and go getters. So yeah, you can walk.
So it's saying that women are more likely to initiate divorce when he's sick.
No,
the opposite.
Women are, so 21% of men are likely to leave the marriage when their wife is sick versus 3% of women leaving their husbands when they are sick.
Okay, I can see that.
And so on the men's side, men are more inclined to leave because it's likely due to gender norms around caregiving, right? When you think about a caregiver, let's just be clear. You don't think about a man, you think about a woman, right? And then it also just makes it difficult for them to like provide care due to like these perceptions of loss of physical and emotional intimacy. Because if she's sick, you ain't getting none, right? And so, and that's kind of where your brain or perception kind of ends, and you're like, oh, well, I guess this is it, and so you're more inclined to give up on the marriage and leave.
That's awful.
It's terrible, and I believe it. And I am going to go on record to say I am interested that if they did another study that I missed, that the numbers have increased on the women's side and decreased on the men's side.
I would believe that.
I would disagree with that.
I absolutely.
I think it would be a little bit more equal now. But I believe it. I believe it, and I think it boils down at its core. I think it boils down to the fact that women are just nurturers, more so, right? Yep. So when you talk about someone getting sick and you're having to take care of someone, I just think that women are more apt to that than men. Men, we could probably get way more frustrated, way more out of their mind. Oh my God, and just leave or whatever, right? They just can't. I just think that's something in life that we by far can't deal with like women can naturally.
I agree partially, only reason I would say I disagree is because I know, like, I'm thinking of specific cases where a guy saw it through to the end. Like, literally was the caregiver for his wife.
But most of your circle are decent brothers, though.
Okay.
So there's that. Everybody can't say that.
I guess that's part of it, I guess.
No, I'm with you, Boots. I think it's just my opinion that women are more naturally nurturing. That's just what most of us, it's just what we do. It's just how we are. So if anyone is sick, it don't even have to be, your spouse. If anybody is sick, it's just what we do. And I think men in general, be clear that I'm generalizing. I just think men don't have that mental capacity to be as nurturing as women.
I agree.
No, I don't agree with that though.
Think about it like this. Think about it like this. Think about it like this. You take a guy and a girl. They just met. They've gone out on a couple of days. It's clear they kind of like each other, but it's still kind of whatever. If the dude gets sick, he catch a cold, she probably, without him even saying anything, you need anything?
What do you need?
And she will go to the store, get him some Vicks, whatever. The most dudes ain't doing that, Lamont.
If he really into
Not out the gate.
If he really into her?
Neither one of them are really into each other because, like I said, they just met.
If he like her, though. Like, if he like her, he doing that.
I ain't saying he won't, but I'm saying vast majority women would do that way more than a dude
women would do it faster than a guy would.
The woman got to be down there, I'm about to go on a ventilator. All right, let me stop and go get her some Theraflu real quick.
It's some scandalous joints out here, man.
There's always exceptions to rules.
He get the coughing on the phone. She like, well, call me back when you get that fixed, squared away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in that study, though, it's a couple stuff that's we don't know, right? Was it dual income?
Right.
Was she depending on him?
Those variables
For
are
sure. The variables
type
are definitely for sure.
Because if she can't leave, then of course that number is low.
It is. And I was actually going to say that this topic was so interesting to me because it segues into so many different layers of just that whole in sickness and in health dynamic, right? Have you ever heard of hospice wives?
Hospice wives.
No.
Yeah.
That's
so
a show?
It's a new term now.
Yeah. Death and
It's a
basketball.
new term now where there are a lot of there's a lot of showings where there are men and women that get married at a certain age and the man immediately falls ill, right? Because a lot of men in their 40s and 50s are not in as well health as the woman, right? And so, it's said that, okay, she's so desperate for a ring, he's desperate for somebody to take care of him. So he proposed to her, they get married, he falls ill, and immediately, day one as the wife, she has become his caregiver, right? So this is what the marriage and union is built on, and these women are staying and like taking care of these men until ultimately their demise, and you're talking 2-3 years.
That's scary.
And then they get rich. They get the money.
I mean,
I would watch that show, Love and Hospice.
listen,
I would watch that.
but
That
I'm
sound
not.
like a
I mean,
thing.
I'm not saying that it doesn't happen on the reverse, but I find it very astonishing that it's an actual thing. That it seems to be a trend where women are now marrying into unhealthy men that ultimately are dying on them, and they're essentially your entire marriage, you're taking care of this person.
Yeah, and so you don't think that some of that is deliberate, that they're going into that knowing what time it is?
Of course, some of them, which is why I said like the whole desperation of even accepting a proposal, right? You understand what I mean? It's just so layered, and we don't know the intricacies of each like individual case, right? I just think it's very interesting. Just when you talk about that dynamic of like we all have to get old and we all may fall sick to an illness. Hell, young people get sick.
Right.
It's just it's unfortunate that just purely based off of the capacity that a man does not have, that it's least likely he would stay with you in the event of such a vulnerable time than it would a woman that is in it with him.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Shia said, I don't think women typically stay only because of financial dependence. I think many stay because they genuinely feel a sense of responsibility and commitment to care for their partner during a time of need, even when that role becomes demanding, i.e. nurturing.
Yeah. Those are your vows, right? Like this is your wife or your husband. Like it literally says till death do us part.
In
How
sickness and in health.
That's
Yeah, that is what they say.
Yeah.
That is definitely what they say.
That's what they said.
That's what they say.
I said it too.
I don't know what that insider thing was. It was one of those male things, though. I'm telling you.
No, I mean, I went through the vow thing, and it didn't turn out. But I have a different take on that. To death do us part. I think it's the death of love. So
no argument from me.
Yeah.
No argument.
That's interesting. That's a topic for next
Yeah.
week's show. Yeah.
Because I said it too.
Let's undo with those old vows anyway. Make it like real. Like
That's the thing,
practical
too.
to what
That's the thing,
we
too.
really mean. Like I need your vows to say what you really mean. Like to the death
Well,
of
at
my
least-
love, I'm gonna be like ditto.
Or footnotes, at least.
Ditto.
Addendums.
Yeah.
In sickness or in health, depending on your insurance.
Right.
No
Yeah,
bull,
goodness.
especially these days. Your insurance.
Better or worse, unless it's a shutdown. You know what I'm saying? It should be like little footnotes.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, man, I just think that I mean, I don't know about numbers and all that because I ain't never been. They ain't asked me about no study. They probably asked none of y'all. So when these studies come out, I'll be like, who are they? Who they talking to?
Right.
Or whatever. But generally speaking, I would agree that it's probably on point for the most part. I don't know exactly what that says about us or whatever, but kind of is what it is. Yeah. I guess it kind of is what it is. I mean, hey, we all have our strong points and our natural inclinations, and and therein lies, what they say: women are for Venus, men are for Mars, or whatever, how that works. So it is what it is.
And we definitely are wired differently. Yeah. We were created differently. That whole emotion versus logic and all of that. So,
absolutely.
In one sense, we kind of can't ding y'all too much for not, like, we know y'all don't live in your emotion. You can have some emotional intelligence, but that's not typically where you guys live. So when it comes to something like this, I guess it would be quite a struggle for you to tap into, like, oh, my wife is sick. Like, what do I do? Let me figure out.
Let me call my mama.
Let me
call my mother.
Let me call the cavalry or something. But I ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I ain't going nowhere.
Right.
That has to be the answer.
No doubt. All right, so we're gonna piggyback off that and going to get into another somewhat of a relationship topic. We're gonna talk about men, and the questions are: do men sacrifice their own peace and happiness for the peace and happiness of their woman, their kids, their families, etc.? Right?
Yes.
And with that being said, as a society, do we ever really care about the happiness of men?
No.
Okay? And is the love and appreciation for a man typically based on whatever level he can provide? Whether it's, again, his wife, kids sometimes, etc., family, etc.
Now that part, I don't know if I will all the way agree with that, because roles are so different now, and our interpersonal relationships, the way we operate together is different. So I don't know if it's, there are some who look at provision and like, what can you do for me and what can you buy for me? But by and large, I don't, the man, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. The man, as it were, is not even looked at as a main provider anymore in this society.
You don't think so?
No. I think women, by and large, from a professional, corporate standpoint, I think they have...
You think they out-earn a man?
Across the board?
Or
so I agree with that.
Out-earn is a little bit different from what he's saying, though.
What are you saying?
The expectation.
Yes.
That the man is going to be in a position to provide, should, will, have to. I don't think that exists the way it did 20 years ago.
Okay.
25 years ago.
Maybe not.
I didn't know that's what you were saying.
Because I can, if I'm the woman, right, I can defer to you. I was raised right. I can defer to you. I can respect you. I can let you lead. But I'm also making as much as you, maybe even more. So don't try no shit, because I can really do for myself.
But that doesn't change the expectation. The expectation is that
it does, though.
The expectation is that this is like, I still need you to
not only
be
do I,
that provider.
Not only do I need you,
but in the event you cannot, right? Then I have options to move along. But the expectation is
was, hey, hi, nice to meet you. I'm a homemaker. I'll be a great mom, long as you handle everything else financially. Like, that's not the same anymore.
Well, in that regard, yes.
The expectation was that you, when we get together, you're providing.
But okay, so in the regard of describing provision, like, hey, you're the only one pretty much that can go out and make the money. So I need you to make the money, and I'm gonna take care of the house and the kids. And no, of course, that's not that. However, I think the expectation is still there. The definition of it has changed.
Okay.
And to Ari's point, I think that the definition for a lot of women are, I make my own money. I probably make even more than you. But because you are the man, I still expect you to pay the big bills, the mortgage, and and this and that, and with my money, I'll pay some expenses.
Maybe I'm hung up on the word
stuff like
provide, because that's triggering. That ain't even provision at that point.
Well, I'm telling you what a lot of people feel is providing, and it's based solely off of who got the penis and who has the vagina, essentially. Who's the man and who's the woman. And now, granted, I will say that most women are understanding and logical to the point where they will help with, everything and what have you. But if we're speaking kind of in general terms here, yes, in my opinion, at least in our community, because that's all I deal with on a personal level like that, in our community, I think regardless of who make what or whatever, it is still expected that the man provides financially, and which creates that stability or what have you. Absolutely. And if you can't,
your bench press shall be.
If you can't, then you maybe not only will I might not even be a possible mate to you, but I'm surely not going to respect you as the leader and the whatever of the household.
Now that I know to be true, personally.
Which I think too is kind of ridiculous. But
wait, so what are you saying is explain your last part. You're saying, what's ridiculous?
I think it's ridiculous to place all of a man's worth as a leader and even a provider based on what he can financially provide for the household.
But I think where maybe some folks, y'all, are getting it twisted. Like, I feel like it's not just financial provision.
I agree.
Okay.
But that's all we talk about.
It is.
Or that is all that's brought up to us.
I agree.
For the most part.
Because I feel like the guidance, to me, is just as important for you to provide.
Amen.
In addition to finances, because if you on this side of town, that's me though.
No,
for me,
I'm
me.
generalizing. Like a lot of women don't know how to take guidance.
They don't, and not only that.
Like, tell me what to do. If you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. I need, like, you know what I mean. A lot of women. I'm with you, Tara. Like, seriously. Like, I need
to lead
a resourceful man.
Yes.
I'm telling
and if
y'all.
you can't do it, I need you to find somebody who can.
That's
guidance.
That part.
Find somebody. Get on the phone. Yeah. It is what it is. I ain't saying you got to know how to hammer
but
things.
Listen to what I think me and Lamar both 110% agree with y'all. However, the point I'm trying to make is that I can't tell you how many times I've been in conversations with groups of people, just one person or whatever, with women, and I will bring that point up y'all just said, providing by giving guidance, by helping me with work stuff like decisions and what are we going to do about this house, and what are we going to do about the leaky roof, and so on and so forth. And it's almost like when I bring that up, it's almost like they'll say stuff like, yeah, well, we got to do all that too, or but it's never treated as a real part of what provision is.
Okay. I don't sit with them.
And it always goes back to, because then it's like, and I've heard straight up people say, well, how can you be a leader if you ain't paying all the mortgage or you ain't doing this?
All right, so I this is my one personal story on that. My ex-wife, this is about 2006, 7. I'm a starving artist in L.A. She's the one that's working.
She with you in L.A.?
Okay. And so we were newlyweds and all that. We got into an argument. So we talking about finances and leadership. And so when I'm trying to craft an argument, I'm very detailed. I need to. What did you mean here? What did you mean here? So after the whole 12 pages of theory, we get to the end, and I'm like, all right. So tell me what you're saying. Are you saying that unless I make at least $1 more than you, this is an actual conversation. I said, more than you will not defer to me as head of household? She said, no.
In those words.
In those words, yeah.
See?
So it's she was raised right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I'm telling you,
people that really that shape it that way. I don't know if it's expectation. I don't know if it's societal, as you said.
I would say that I would lean more to not being honest about your expectation, but also accepting less than your expectation. If you know it's a deal breaker for you. Like you say, she was raised right. It sounds, you know what I mean? Like, what was instilled in her? Let me tell you something. I tell people all the time, black women are the only one that is taught to love a black man in struggle. White women are taught to marry the guy in college that is going to law school or going to med school. I don't. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I have a thing on that.
I don't know.
I have a thing on that.
You want to talk about it next time? We talk about it next time, because I'm telling you, I won't get into it now, so we can get into it later or whenever. But my point to that was, like, when you are raised as a woman to be sure of what your I guess destiny is to look like, or what your future is to look like. Sorry, you kind of have a plan as to how you go about getting that. Whether or not you're going to work to do it, or whether or not you're going to meet a man that's going to provide all these things for you to the end of time. Right? And if you know that you don't want to deviate from that plan, you ain't about to deal with the blue collar dude down the street. You know what I mean? You're going to deal with the man that's coming out of college working on Wall Street, or coming out, passing his bar and becoming a lawyer and making partner and all of that. So as it pertains to your wife, perhaps it was a thing of, and I don't know y'all finances, but maybe her idea or definition of providership was a man that was going to come in and do all the work, make the most money, more than her. And we ain't talking about just $1. That was just, was just a little,
but that was my measurement.
But maybe sit her down where she don't have to work. Maybe whatever her things were, those weren't things maybe that you came in with. And, I'm going to marry this man because I love him. But those things weighed on her, and they really were deal breakers. I don't know.
You know what? Let me say something real quick. You know how you started off by saying, black women are the only ones that have to deal with struggle love, so to speak.
That we were taught.
Right?
To.
To
marry the black king.
You know what? I have a theory on that, but what I'm also going to say, you know what? Since we making those type of generations, you know what else black women are?
Taught.
Yes, taught.
I want
that it's never. Oh, we was wrong. It's always,
you don't want to have that conversation.
Maybe it's because of this. And maybe it's because of that. And maybe it's because of that. Because, like, an example that we're talking about, and you brought up his situation, you said, well, maybe it's because of this. And not to take any away from that, but sometimes it's just maybe she's just flat out wrong. And her whole sense of how this supposed to be is counterproductive to a healthy relationship.
But that means you're trying to change her perception of what providership was. And we were all talking about providership may have different definitions for everybody.
I'm not saying I would say that to her.
Her definition may have been different.
I'm not saying that to her. I'm not saying this to say you need to do this, but if we're having a conversation about it and I'm offering my opinion, I'm saying, why can't just be, baby girl, you wrong. Whether you got it from your mama, your auntie, or whoever you got it from, same way a guy would be wrong if he was abusive to his woman. You got it from your daddy, you got it from your uncle. You seen him go beside the women in your family head, so you grew up to do that. No one would say, well, maybe he got it from his dad. They would be like, lock that nigga up, rightfully so. So what I'm saying is however she landed on that spot, sometimes it's just, baby girl, you wrong.
Yeah.
And that way of thinking will never ultimately get you in a productive and healthy relationship, because the man that we want to talk about, God especially, the man that God that has put in your life, he ain't him. But he gonna treat you right. He ain't gonna be out here cheating on you, embarrassing you. He gonna love them 2 kids you come with too. That package deal, he gonna love on them. He gonna work hard whether however much money he make, and he gonna be there with you through the end. Don't none of that matter though.
And if that's not her perception or definition of providership, she's going to marry him and grow resentful and tell him if he doesn't make $1 over her that he's not the head of household. That's all I'm saying is how we get there. That's what I'm not saying that she's wrong or right. What I'm saying is there are women who aspire to never work a day in their life. This is what my life is going to look like. I don't want to work ever. I want to be a stay-at-home mom and wife. I want to go to yoga. I want to drink Starbucks. I want my man to be the end-all be-all. Is she wrong for that? If she gets that man, that's what she wants. So if a woman has that idea and she knows that's her idea of providership, and she marries someone less than that obviously she's wrong for doing that, because then you grow resentful because you didn't get what you wanted.
She still has to be accountable for the role she played in that.
Yes, marrying you.
Okay.
Marrying the lesser of what her idea of what providership may have been.
I understand
what I'm trying to say.
I understand what you're saying, but instead of looking at it as, well, she shouldn't have married him, why can't we look at it as maybe she needs to adjust this way she's grown up and how maybe she needs to realize, you know what?
Her expectation of provision.
That might be counterproductive to me ultimately finding a man that is completely well-rounded. Not just a man that's going to let me stay home and drink Starbucks or whatever, but a man's going to make sure that my life is good, but I can't just do whatever the hell I want and I have to work and not have to provide a penny into none of this.
That had to be something that she decided she wanted to grow into. All I'm saying is it had to be a choice that she wanted to make. She clearly couldn't bring herself around to the acceptance of it, obviously.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not sure that I do. But what I will say, I'm not so sure.
They can't do it.
I'm trying to. The way we started this, right, before any of this, we were just like, we all were kind of trying to find our own definition of provision, right?
Yeah.
And so when you gave that story, I was like, oh, it kind of maybe sounds like her definition of providership was not being met, right?
No, it was conditional.
We can call it that too.
It was conditional.
We can call it that too.
No, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Here's a hypothetical question. Let's say man and woman, whatever, they date, they start messing, they get serious, and they're talking about combining their lives together, and they do. They move into with each other, or they get married, whatever. And almost immediately after that, the man expects, listen, when I come home from work, I don't care if you worked today too. When I come home from work, it better be a hot meal on that stove or in that oven.
That should happen before you get married.
Boy,
these are.
They ain't say that before though.
These are no.
That's not what you said.
I was thinking
never
That's
brought
not
that
what you
up.
said.
I didn't say anything though.
No, her.
No,
We talk about in general.
say nothing about conversation.
That part never came up.
You said that if that's what she wants,
that's just what it is. That's what it is.
To your
I
situation,
said
I think
she should have never done it if she knew that's what it
Right,
was.
we
She shouldn't have settled. He said I did. All right.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying, it sounds like if whatever her idea and your idea of providing was, those sound like conversations that should have been had, right, before we get married.
Oh, we definitely have it.
To me, right? Like I feel like talking about working, our careers, what your ambition looks like, right? Because I think that's something else too. What your ambition looks like. Those are all the type. What's your household role, right? Like, am I the garbage taker outer, right? Am I the laundry, the dishes, and the cooking and all the things? I feel like those are some really serious conversations that should happen very, very early on. That's my
in a perfect world, absolutely. Yeah. But a lot of times that doesn't happen. And not only that, what often happens is when other variables in life happen, kids, sickness, somebody lost their job, a lot of that changes.
It does.
Right? A lot of that changes.
For sure. We have to be flexible.
So I guess the overall thing that myself and Lamont, I can assure you, agrees is that what we're saying is that when we bring up certain things as it relates to the man and how he thinks, it usually is. That's not the best way to do it. I'm not even going to use the wrong word. Let's just say that's not the best way to do it. But in turn, when we're saying, well, maybe she has a mentality that or expectation that isn't quite Well, no, because it's just how she was raised. It's just what she saw. That's what her grandfather did. And all these things, instead of both people, sometimes it's just, that ain't it.
Yeah.
That ain't it. And I don't care how you got there. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you changed your perspective because things happen in your relationship, whatever. That's not it. And you're wrong. And you're doing a disservice not only to your partner, but you're doing a disservice to your relationship. And that's all I'm saying is that far too many times, and it kind of goes to the topic of men's happiness, right? Is that when certain situations come up in relationships, when it's time to address the needs, happiness, wants, or whatever of the woman, it's everything got to stop, drop. Let's focus on this. Let's figure this out, whatever. But when it's on the men, it's, well,
that's the way.
You know,
so to your original question, does society? Yes. Because that's the way we're socialized.
Yes.
And that's how gender roles.
Definitely a social construct.
Yeah,
yes.
you know, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
As opposed to happy spouse, happy house. You know what I mean? It always leans in that way, and that's just how we've been conditioned. You know what I mean? That's how gender roles were set up. Man's happiness is irrelevant. As long as you bend the rock and strong and to the core and emotionless. You know what I mean? Previously, that was how it was, and so the man's, you know, Black Boy Joy is some new shit.
Yeah.
Like that never. Even though I hate the phrase, but that was never even a concern or a thing. Like, nah, that's I don't like it.
I like it.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
But you know, even allowing our young men, our young Black men, to experience the full-on happiness of being present in a thing. That's new.
Yeah.
That's new.
I think that, yes, these are societal norms, but you got to pick your person right? Like, you got to, yes.
That's ultimately what it is.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Society may seem to be a little bit callous about men and their well-being overall. Definitely. But I think you got to pick your person who shows you from the door, right, that you matter. That's it.
But very true. And to your earlier point, you do have to have some real transparent and hardcore conversations and discussions and things immediately, early on, especially when you feel like, okay, I'm gonna get serious with this person. And you know, and even with that though, it's easier said than done because everybody they don't do vulnerability well, and you know, everybody don't want to go to therapy and do the work, and everybody don't want to be transparent in that regard. And so again, you know, I say anytime you joining lives with someone, you get into these serious adult committed relationships, it's always a crapshoot, right? I don't care what you've done. I don't care if y'all done therapied up and whatever. It can still go left. It can go left. It might not go left in year 2. It might not go left until year 20. Who knows? But there always is the propensity for that to happen. I don't care who you are, how long y'all been together, or what have you.
No, I don't disagree.
But I do, the thing that will alleviate a lot of this, if people, like you said, do have those, pick their people right, and in order to pick the purple,
and being self-aware, because again, if you're self-aware and you understand your needs, you've worked on and you're working on yourself, you know what your needs are, not your wants. And we say it all the time, what's our phrase, at this age. At this age, we should not be trying to figure out, like, what do we want in a relationship? We should know. And it's not about wants, it's about what we need, because the purpose is bigger than us, right? So all of those things change over time from wants to needs. You know what you need to thrive in something outside of yourself to have someone to come in. Be honest with that. Be honest with that. If I don't have that thing, am I okay with that? This person is presenting me with all these things, and I love these things that they're presenting, but this is a thing that I kind of feel like I need from this person, right? I need drive from my partner. I need to know my partner is motivated or ambitious, like you say, and that's not there.
And what that looks like.
Right. If that's not there, we keep going. And now we married, and now I need you to make $1 over me, and I'm done. Because I've been resentful this entire time because I knew what I wanted. I knew what I may have needed. It may not have been there, and I didn't honor that within myself.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You understand? So I think that it's two-part, being self-aware, but also having those hard conversations and saying, okay, but let's talk about it. Oh, no, like we align.
Yeah.
You know, what you're offering aligns with what I need and vice versa. And
Can you read Lonnie and Shed's comments? They were pretty good.
So Lonnie said, what is providing? Everyone has a different opinion of what that is. Yeah. That's what we were talking about. Sometimes it means providing her with everything she wants, not what is needed, like our fathers may have done.
I ain't your daddy.
Yeah. Your daddy. Not your daddy. She had said, when I say I need you to be my provider, I don't mean financially. I mean providing a sense of safety, guidance, support, and wisdom. I value a partner who leads with strength and clarity because while I am capable and independent, I also appreciate having someone I can lean on and trust in moments when I need reassurance and direction.
Yes.
So,
all of that.
Yeah.
That's what providing looks like to me. It is not just it's not just finances. But now that we're talking this out, I wonder if I wasn't in the position that I'm in now, right, to take care of myself, would I put more emphasis on being
like if what moves up on the priority list in terms of all right, well, the provider provision change. I need to bump some things down. Listen, y'all, we telling y'all our truths. Y'all telling us y'all truths. But this is, I'm telling you, at this age,
this age.
No, I'm good.
The money is good, but baby, I need you to problem solve. It's a lot that I have had to do in 20s and 30s alone as a single mama. I want you to come and just be like, oh, what you need me to do? Like, just do the things. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. Tell me how I can help. If you can't do it, call your buddy who got a buddy who got a buddy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that is providership to me.
That's
music to my ears.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm receiving all of that. And you say at this age, but at those previous ages, were you like that?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
We've all changed.
No, I don't.
But that's also why I've turned.
That shapes the way the trajectory of relationships. Like that shapes how.
Right, especially if you get married in your 30s or whatever.
Yeah,
which ain't very young.
It shapes how
I agree with that.
men react to you based on the previous how y'all was when you was in your 20s and you weren't like that.
Yeah.
But in their defense, the same could be said for us because a lot of us, including myself, was knuckleheads, wasn't immature, made horrible decisions that we just now, if not still, paying for in life now.
That's
so
fair. That's
you know, we all fall short of the glory when you're young and all of that, right? And again, and to that point, I think that is why we all need to give each other a little bit more grace sometimes. Yeah. So it goes back to your point. Black women was taught to love struggle.
She didn't say it like that, though.
She didn't use those. That wasn't the words, but whatever.
That's not the way you do it.
That's the voice.
Black women.
That sounds just like it.
They're really triggered.
That was a good impersonation, wasn't it?
I'm gonna let them have it.
That was from Jay Farrell type stuff. Yeah. But I think that, we all could use a little bit of grace because, while our brother may not have it all together as far as financially and he's still trying to get it together, he got to deal with you that got all this messed up stuff up here too. You know what I'm saying? He got to be the logical one. He got to be the, emotionally stable one and all that. So it's so we coming together to make Voltron here. We come together to make a full package. My package just might not be in the pockets where yours is, and my thing I bring to the table may be something else. And I think we all, especially as grown adults, need to. Yeah. I just said there's something in my pocket. See how it is? She missed the whole part right there. She missed that whole part, right? Because I sure
you included a lot.
Women hear what they want to hear, y'all. They hear what they want to hear.
I'll give you a hard time. Wait. I did want you to revisit one part of the question you asked. I think it says something about. Can you reread the?
I think was it maybe the last one. Is the love and appreciation for a man based on solely what he could provide? No.
The one before.
Or as a society, do we ever really care about the happiness of them?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. I just want to say we do.
Yeah.
I don't even think people are pretending.
Not you, but
society. I think you don't think so.
No.
You don't think
not
so?
black. If we want to narrow it down, not black men.
No, I don't think so.
No, sir.
I don't really think men in general, honestly, but definitely not black men.
I can't speak for that.
I'm holding my tongue because something I say next is going to be, see, we can't ever have a moment. But so
well, at least you know it. At least you know it. At least you know it.
Like,
Black
oh
women
my
are
God.
most unprotected,
And why we always, yes, we,
disrespected.
and
But
is.
two things can be true.
And it is. But, okay, so let's start here. Do we believe that black men protect black women more than black women protect black men overall?
No. I don't believe that.
You don't believe what?
That black men protect more than black women protect men.
So if you don't believe that y'all protect us more, if we're protecting you more, how is that not caring about your happiness?
Because I think that when we talk about protection, right?
Yes.
The way a woman protects a man goes right back to one of the first things we talked about tonight is her being a natural nurturer, right? I think it's a natural thing. It's almost subconsciously done, right? It's just what it is, right? So I think that plays a huge part in it or what have you. And so
me nurturing you is not pouring into your happiness?
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying it is,
okay.
But I'm saying the reason why you can't necessarily compare those apples to oranges is because that it's natural for y'all. It's almost as natural as men that watch sports. You both agreed that it was a natural thing.
I think that's your question. I think it's a myth. I think it's a myth that's been over.
Think so?
What's the myth?
Yeah, that black men don't protect black women
as much as women protect.
So there's
I agree with that.
A comedian, Ali Sadiq, and he went on this rant, and it was so perfect. He was like, yeah, he said, because I'm going to name the only black women that I would protect, right? And he named like 47 people. He was like, my mom, my grandmother, all 7 of my aunts, my sister. He went down the list, and he was like, so tell me who I don't protect, because all of us are like that. So that's a myth that gets exaggerated.
That black men don't protect.
That don't protect black women.
And maybe just like the word provision, maybe we're not agreeing on what it means to protect somebody.
The reason why I think it's not a myth, and the reason why I would disagree with what he said is that when you talk about these things, you have to talk about them outside of your own experiences and outside of your own reality. Number one, and number two, if you want to itemize things in life, we could start at the top where you and I both know amongst men, there's almost like this unwritten thing. I mean, shoot, if I see a woman and her man and they arguing, he all in her face, I'm gonna mind my business. I ain't necessarily gonna get into it. Like, that whole thing. Just even about men who are friends with, don't check their boys who they know are doing their wives dirty. That ain't a thing. Men don't do that enough, if you ask me, right? How you gonna be going around a man and saying, hey, to his kids, hey, nephew, hey, niece, give me some love, knowing the whole time that man is straight dogging the mother of that niece and that nephew. That ain't gonna make you feel some type of way. So stuff like that happens all the time in life is even just a small portion of the evidence where I feel like black men don't necessarily, to the level, I'm not saying that they don't at all, but to the level that black women, hell, we can even talk on a broader sense about like how they, look what's happening in politics and who are the ones we always see that's really standing up and making change and on the front lines.
It's perpetuated that way. That's the way it's been manufactured.
You don't see that with your own eyes?
We have been removed from that equation.
Who removed us?
There has been a dedicated effort to castrate you in this society, to take away your power so that you are ineffective as head of household. We just talked about leadership and provision. There's a 70-year plan that has been effective that gets you out the house. That's fact.
But we're not talking about. We talk about frontline fighting for our communities and our people.
So we have been systematically replaced in that regard. It's been a deliberate effort.
No one can do that but us.
But untrue, absolutely untrue. But let somebody talk about your favorite girl. Let somebody talk about your mother. Let somebody talk about your sister. Let somebody talk about your daughter. You on their head. You talking about scenarios of ignorant people doing ignorant things.
It's a lot of ignorant niggas out here.
Sure, and in every type of individual.
Lot.
But to say that black men do not,
well, that wasn't
it's not, or more than, it's not instinctive. It is instinctive to us. It has just been perpetuated that, one, we are anti-black women. We're always at odds. The black man and the black woman is always fighting. Yet the numbers of stable relationship and stable domesticated households prove otherwise. Oh. We just don't see the marriage rates.
No,
but there are a lot of people in situations, man, woman, and man, husband and wife in the house, kids, whatever, and the husband is not protecting his woman.
Yeah, that's in a situation where he is an ignorant individual, but across the board, it is instinctive for us as black men to protect black women.
That's why I like numbers, baby, because they don't lie. And so,
well, you can't really quantify that in numbers. I don't think
you can quantify what you see, right? Like,
Agreed.
Is there a black woman that is going to say, yes, I don't feel protected by black men? Of course, but are we going to draw a deaf ear to the multiple who say, I've been in situations where I didn't feel protected? Where do we who do we validate? Where do we validate the ones that's saying, I've lived this, I've experienced this? And like he said, in as it pertains to like just removing yourself from like what you see or who may be in your circle. What about the women who don't have uncles, fathers, brothers, husbands that can do all that protecting? You understand what I'm saying? Like, will you stand proxy in that? So
we are a fractured community anyway.
True.
Okay, absolutely.
Fractured.
Yes.
True.
But instinctively, I disagree with the notion that we don't more than you. If we want to go equal, sure. If you want to go case by case, fine. I'm saying I don't buy into that it's mythology to me.
Okay.
It's perpetuated, and I think it's manufactured. So that's what we see, that we're always at odds. Like even now, when the relationship conversation comes up,
yes,
it's
gender
always
war for sure.
Black women versus black men.
Absolutely.
Never to any other group of people do you have that discussion. We're the only ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with that.
You will
White people. I know personally white people that have these same type of conversations amongst each other. And what I tell people a lot of time is, do you truly, or do you find yourself in spaces where you're around enough white people to make the distinction, or Asian people, or whoever people, to make the distinction?
Between
they
us
don't do
and
this.
them.
They don't do this as much as we do.
Yeah,
I'm willing to bet most of the people that all of us up here know don't. I was at a time I was afforded to be around in places where me and my wife at the time was in a house full of nothing but white people, and we at a house party, a gathering, or what have you, and I would hear the things they would talk about. Hell, she would tell me the things they would talk about in their circle group of friends. And yes, it does happen. But the other part of it, which also is part of why women deal with the quote-unquote struggle of or whatever, is that it's hard to compare us to them, because in far too many cases, in vast majority, white people are born into this world from a place of thriving, where we are born into a place of survival.
Yes.
And when you're in that place, nothing is the same.
Correct, but we owned community. So you can be born thriving all you want.
It's tough.
Our culture was based and centered in community. So the fact that we not now points to the fact that it was deliberate and manufactured.
Oh,
Are there some systems put in place to oppress?
You're not going to be, and I'm in all those spaces. You're not going to be in those spaces and hear white women say how terrible white men are. You're not going to hear it. And you're not going to hear the reverse.
I'll say you'll hear it, but the difference, in my opinion, in my experience, is they don't make gross generalizations. It's like it's a room full of them. They'll say it. Yeah, me too. But you won't hear them saying, yes, white men in general are this.
They are not pitted against each other the way in which we are.
They ain't had to deal with what we've had to deal with.
I'm going to read one of these comments. So Lonnie said, protecting a black man and caring about their happiness are two different things. So, right. And then he said, what if the things that make a black man happy conflicts with what make you happy? Do you feel society, not you as an individual, care about? Do you feel society, not you as an individual, care about our happiness?
That's a good question.
Ask it again. Do I feel?
So he said, what if I said that us nurturing you is us caring about your happiness. And he says, no, like protecting a black man and caring about his happiness are two different things.
I don't agree with that.
That didn't land with me either.
I don't agree with that.
What if the things that make black men happy conflicts with what makes you happy? So I guess that's what he's still sticking with, the relationship thing. Like if I'm willing to make you happy until it's something that don't make me happy. I assume that's what he means. And then he says, do you feel society, not as individuals, care about our happiness? So
that was your first question that you asked. I said no. That's an easy one.
I agree with that too.
I agree with that. Yeah. No argument there. I think that there's definitely tons and tons and tons of societal weight on black men's shoulders every single day that no one lives. And so absolutely.
I'm going to explain why I disagree with his comment. I'm going to add a layer to it. So the reason why I think caring for my happiness is a form of protection is because it helps me protect my peace. Right. And a lot of times that's the thing that we need to hold us together. That one little thing. So if you care about that, that's a form of protection. Because if you care about being my peace, then that's a form of, now I got a clear head to think, and I got to, and what next? And the world is my oyster, and let's take over Stone Mountain and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a level of protection, because now I feel safe. That you care
that's
about if I'm
even
cool.
if it's in this little space, because when you go out there, you know that
you ready to take on the world
together. To me, they're together.
Okay.
So basically, to wrap it up, women, they crazy, and we have to navigate in that crazy world. Right?
That's your take?
We agree, right? Cool.
You on your own with that.
Well, we about to wrap up, y'all. We got so intensely talking about this great topic, we didn't even get to the last topic we were talking about, so we'll save it.
What was it?
It was about homecoming and spouses going to homecoming and stuff like that. We'll say that next year, I guess, because homecoming season about to be over. But thank you guys for being our amazing guests, man, and chopping it up with us. One more time before we leave, let people know where they can contact you, phone numbers, Instagram, whatever.
Yeah, I'm Tara Jackson, the owner of On 3 Photography here in PG County. I do, my little sign right there, made by IXG Crafts. What do? I do families, individuals, professionals, creatives, anything really. I'll shoot your dog.
Shoot your
dog.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I will take pictures
Peter,
of your
please
pets.
don't.
The cute fur babies.
I will take pictures of your pets. I would love for somebody to come with their pets for Christmas. I want to do pet Christmas pictures.
Nice.
So, Christmas season is coming up. I've got a new backdrop, so check it out on my Instagram. I put it up already. Doing mini sessions for Christmas. So that's November 14 through 16 and December 6 and 7. So that's where my...
Do like theatrical headshots?
I do. I do it all. Yep. So any type of photos that you need, with the exception maybe of like product photography. That's not my jam. But yeah, any type of photo that you need, On3 Photography, On3.photography on Instagram. On Facebook, it is On3-photography by T. Jackson. I'm on TikTok. I'm not really on TikTok, so I won't even mention that one. So yeah, that's my stuff.
All right. Thank you, Miss Lady.
You're welcome.
All right, Lamar, where they can holler at you at, man?
I may need some headshots too.
I got you.
Yeah. And also, I want to say thank you for bringing in the chocolate
You're
treats.
welcome.
To early Halloween.
She did.
Early Halloween.
We got us some treats.
I ain't even got
Our other guests ain't never. Our other guests ain't never. Ain't never. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
These ain't gonna make it out the parking lot.
Listen, on the drive home.
I ain't even have to put a costume on. And got some
Right.
I came in costume as Irv Gotti this year.
Okay. Nailed it.
That's messed up.
So, I have I'm Sirius XM channel 126, Urban View mornings, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings live, coast to coast, nationwide, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I have a speaker series that I got when I'm going across the country doing voter mobilization. It's called Out of Office.
Nice.
So Out of Office, the convocation series. We're in San Antonio on the 8th, Austin, Texas on the 9th. I still do comedy, private gigs mostly. I still write for some comedians as well. And I'm an avid golfer, man. That's all I do.
All my homies getting into golf, man. All my homies getting into golf.
I got a golf tournament in Barbados in July. They shutting the course down for me. They told me Team USA versus Team Barbados. She said, bring your 40
Come on
against
now.
my 40. I got 20 people registered already from all over the country.
Nice.
It's called the King's Cup. So it's the King's Cup Island Golf Classic, the kingscup.golf. So if you feel like going and you want to shoot the shit with us, drink rump, and play golf in Barbados in July, register now.
I might just come just to,
There's a lot of people doing that too.
Yeah, just
talking about doing
hanging out.
You need somebody to hold the bag or something.
Yeah, we can talk about all that.
Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about all that.
I come straighten up the napkins.
I can do that. You can take a couple shots.
Yeah.
And you can
See, y'all getting to know the woman's role now. Y'all getting to know the woman's role now.
And you can follow
See,
me
you
too,
learn. You
that's
learn
what-
something.
Mr.
He's
Lamont
trying to show
King
his bait,
on
bait.
all social media. Follow me. I'll follow you back. And then in 2 weeks, I'll unfollow you and we'll start over. So that's that.
That's how you roll.
Yeah.
Anything you
don't
want to
need
jump out there to the people?
I don't think so, man. That's usually my vibe every week.
What's
I'm
your
gonna start thinking
What's your
on it.
Instagram and all that stuff?
Oh, my Instagram is
Because you funny. She is funny on social media, y'all, I'm telling you.
She's funny in person.
So
Yeah, in person,
my IG is at 50 Shades of Fire.
Oh.
My TikTok is Shades of Dre. And my Facebook is Aries Fire with a H. So FIYAH. Yeah.
Nice. What about me? We Ain't Got No Name, all one word, no spaces or nothing on Instagram. Boots292 is my personal Instagram, but it's private, so you got to go through a strict screening process to get on there.
Like
Boots.
subscribe or something?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boots, it's like, Boots, Birds, and Barbecue. Also on Instagram, underscores between every word. And then, Facebook, We Ain't Got No Name as well. So check that out too, man. Like I said, go on YouTube, We Ain't Got No Name. Please subscribe. Watch the videos, like them, leave comments, all that good stuff. Please, if you would like to be a guest on a future show, or you want to talk sponsorship, holler at me, holler at Aries. We'll get it done. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank our amazing guests. Thank to my man B back there producing everything.
Yay.
We appreciate it. And we will see y'all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Later.